For years, Orson Welles, hailed as one of cinema's greatest minds, remained largely silent about his thoughts on James Cagney, the electric screen presence who defined early Hollywood with his explosive performances in films like The Public Enemy, Angels with Dirty Faces, and Yankee Doodle Dandy. The silence puzzled film historians and fans alike. Both men were titans of their era, revolutionizing film in their own right. Welles, as the innovative director of Citizen Kane, and Cagney as the gritty, magnetic force who elevated the gangster archetype to new emotional heights. Yet Welles, never shy with opinions, rarely mentioned Cagney in interviews or commentary. That is, until one of his final recorded conversations surfaced, in which Welles finally opened up, and what he revealed was both shocking and deeply respectful. According to Welles, the reason he avoided talking about Cagney was not because of disdain or indifference, but because of sheer reverence. Cagney didn't act, Welles said plainly. He detonated. Every time he appeared on screen, it was like someone had lit a fuse. Welles admitted he had always felt intimidated by Cagney, not personally, but professionally. He believed that Cagney possessed a rare kind of authenticity that no amount of direction or theory could ever produce. I spent my career manipulating shadows, crafting the perfect angle or dramatic pause, Welles explained. But Cagney didn't need tricks. He was raw instinct, pure, terrifying truth. What stunned many listeners was Welles' confession that he had tried more than once to cast Cagney in his own projects. In the late 1940s, Welles had envisioned Cagney in a complex, layered role that would have taken him far from his typical tough guy image, a tortured poet in a noir-infused political drama. It was a part one wrote with him in mind, Welles recalled, but Jimmy turned it down. Sighed, "That's your world, Orson. I'm not smart enough to live in it." Welles called that moment one of his biggest disappointments, not because Cagney declined, but because it showed how unaware Cagney was of his own brilliance. "The man thought he was just a hoofer who got lucky in the movies," Welles said, shaking his head.
He had no idea he was a volcano in a suit.
Despite their limited personal interaction, Welles shared that they had exchanged several thoughtful letters over the years discussing everything from politics to art. In one letter, Cagney reportedly praised Touch of Evil, calling it mad and masterful, and Welles responded by calling Cagney the bravest actor alive. Reflecting on their parallel careers, Welles lamented that they never shared the screen or collaborated. "Had we made a film together," he mused, "I'd have spent most of it just trying to keep up." He concluded by saying, "Cagney was the one actor who could terrify you and break your heart in the same scene. And that, my friend, is something you can't direct. That's genius." With those long-buried words now public, the mystery behind Welles' silence has been resolved, not with scandal or rivalry, but with admiration so profound it was almost too sacred to speak. Orson Welles didn't ignore James Cagney, he revered him.